Hello there, and welcome back to episode 203 of the FlameFlash.net podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed last week when we did more of a Let's Play style with Mario Kart World. I know I had fun with it with your brother, so
Indeed.
here I am as Flame Flash, and we have Mordecai with me. Um, so a bit more of the traditional style to launch into some of the, gross stuff first. Trump and funny. Trump visited Scotland, and they're not treating him like a visiting president.
Oh,
They're treating him like a felon. One headline I remember seeing was basically felon Republican leader visiting Scotland or something, rather not even acknowledging that he's the president.
nice.
Um, there was quite the epic. Least this bag of air serves a purpose, and it was a Scottish individual wearing a flag on their bagpipes. So, Scotland forever for that meme. Otherwise, in the last 2 weeks, while we were having fun, um, the House of Representatives went, no, we're not going to mess with this whole Epstein thing. Let's hope that it goes away during our summer recess. So the House of Representatives and the Republicans therein went and threw up their arms and ran away. So,
Totally not suspicious. Totally not suspicious at all.
and they're big chickens. Thank you, Sleepy. So, past that, we had the Epstein, we had Scotland, we had Colbert losing his job at Paramount. So he's a host of a night show,
Hmm.
late night talk show guy. And his contract is now set to end in 2026, which seems like a pretty big favor to Trump so that they will approve. One, because he sued 60 Minutes for doing some editing of an interview with candidate Harris. And then Colbert was outspokenly making fun of Paramount for settling in out of court because the editing process that 60 Minutes used is what they use for time constraint purposes for basically any interview. They'll clip out pauses, they'll clip out ums and uhs. So Trump's claim that they somehow were trying to make her look better just isn't accurate. Had he ever been brave enough to do a 60 Minutes interview, he would have received the same treatment and they would have clipped and edited accordingly. But again, only one of them wasn't chicken. But as we know, taco. Trump always chickens out. From there, however, the infamous show that is still super popular to this day, South Park, delayed their opening episode until the contract negotiations were complete. They locked Paramount into a $1.5 billion deal for the next 5 seasons,
Oh, dang.
and then they dropped a bombshell episode that not only literally names Trump rather than previously just calling him the Orange Man, making heavy reference and making fun of an Orange Man. No, they just called him Trump. And then decided to put their Trump character in parody in bed with another man.
Satan.
Oh, you've seen some clips on TikTok?
Yeah.
And also makes fun of his phallus size. So South Park did not pull any punches in his general direction as they cut loose. But they brilliantly waited until the contract was signed and the ink was dry so that in 5 years' time, even when he's hopefully out of office and somebody else is there, it's a non-issue. And Paramount will go, okay, your ratings are still good, you're still a popular show, let's renew your contract again, rather than say it being any kind of, please, Mr. Trump, approve our merger talks. Look, we canceled South Park for you too. They can't do that.
At least not anymore. They probably could have if they didn't sign the.
Exactly. So it was a very, very smart thing that the creators did there.
I also saw a clip of Trump being like, "I'll sue you and you."
Yes, they also in that episode supposedly made a lot of fun of how many times he sues people or threatens to sue people. Both, really, because both happen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, haha, Trump.
I think he's been complaining about it.
Well, the official stance is, oh, nobody watches South Park anymore. It's not relevant, and I'm going to try to ignore. And yet, that's not really what happens, given their popularity, given the fact that they were renewed with a $1.5 billion contract for the next 5 years. They're relevant still. Come on.
Um, so he's basically gaslighting himself.
Yeah. He's trying to make a new narrative because he's just plain wrong. And we're still waiting for the Epstein files, guys. We're not going to forget about the Epstein files. I don't care if there are Democrats on there. I don't care if the Republicans are on there. Just release the files. Take all of these individuals, all of them, and punish them to the fullest extent of the law. That's it. Simple, it's cut and dry. They're Republican, they're Democrat, they're non-party affiliated. Go after them legally. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I love all of the memes going, well, what if there are Democrats on the list? Release it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. Bill Clinton might be on the list. Cool. Release it. Throw him in jail. I just, I don't understand. So clearly, whatever is actually in those files is a heck of a lot worse. And that's the thing. By refusing to release it, all that does is make him look either one, a coward, or two, guilty. So just release the stuff. You're immune while you're president anyway. So
Which really shouldn't be the case.
release it, be done with it, and enough people will have forgotten by the time you're out, or you're so old that there's no point in pressing charges by the time you're out. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Now, anything else news wise in the last couple of weeks that's on your mind?
Um, Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I had to go Googling because it's been so blasted hot that I've been more in survival mode than watching the world burn, which maybe it's literally burning basically right now. But Canada's on fire again. I know that much. We've had air quality warnings a bit.
Ah,
But let's shift gears to entertainment because this weekend Fantastic Four released in theaters and Superman released the week before. Jurassic Park released the week before that. It's a good summer if you're a movie fan and you like going to the movies. And one reason we're recording so late is because we saw Fantastic Four today.
it was absolutely fantastic.
There we go. A super fantastic weekend, if you will. Um, if I was more active on social media, I would probably try to press that as a hey, everybody go see both. Don't do a one or the other, go see both. Because they're both strong for different reasons. The Fantastic Four movie was entertaining. It was safe, but it was entertaining. It was fun. I enjoyed the stylized world of Fantastic Four 838. So it's a, multiverse. And it had a very 50s vibe to it with most of the technology. And yet there were also, robots and flying cars. So it's and teleportation and
It
space travel.
it felt like a really nice mix.
It was yeah, it was the epitome of comic book futuristic technology. Like if you were in the 40s and going through the World of Tomorrow display at some fair, it's all the stuff you would have expected to see 1950s displayed like. And, without going into any other spoilers, it's hard to say how it's going to tie into the rest of the MCU as a whole because it's on its own world. But I'm sure Avengers Doomsday is going to help explain it.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that because after watching it, it's a great standalone. So if you're trying to introduce somebody to the MCU that hasn't been following it since its inception, I mean, the original Iron Man released quite a while ago at this point.
My birth year.
Yeah, 2008. So if you haven't been following this for the last 17 years, Fantastic Four is a good starting point. It's a good jumping on point because you don't have to know anything about the MCU and you can just go in, smuggle your candy from somewhere else, buy some popcorn, maybe a drink, and enjoy. And yes, I do definitely promote smuggling your candy from somewhere else because concessions way too expensive, but you can't say no to popcorn. I mean, come on.
I
Normally.
actually I actually noticed while we were waiting for my soda that none of the candy boxes actually had a price tag.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking that's very suspicious.
It's the candy's extra expensive. It just is. But and then all I'll say of Superman because my Superman and Mordecai have not seen it. is anybody who is angry about it being woke doesn't know or understand the character of Superman. So he is farm boy, all American, apple pie, just trying to do the right thing, Midwestern values up against multiple threats and angry, envious, controlling billionaires who are super intelligent that just want to own the world. How I could see why some people would claim it's woke in the same way that some people would claim Star Wars is woke when the Empire looks kind of fascist and some individuals on the right look at Star Wars and see themselves reflected back in the Empire. That's not being woke. That's what it's always been.
Yeah. Something I've heard from both good things and bad things. Um, I've heard it's extremely comic book accurate. And then the only bad things I've heard about it is it being too woke, like you said, and then others are complaining about how, um, what's the word I'm looking for? How vulnerable he is to kryptonite.
Yeah. Like, come on.
He's supposed to be vulnerable.
That's one of his two weaknesses. Of course he's going to be vulnerable to kryptonite. And if somebody's worried about this Superman, if they're wary, if they do not want to put the money down and go to the theater, I would invite you to watch the any of the DC related James Gunn directed items, whether that is the Suicide Squad that he directed, whether it is, which I don't think you've seen yet. I'm not sure if you've seen all of this. Did you see the one with King Shark in it? Not
No,
yet.
not
We
yet.
haven't gotten there yet.
Creature
Or
Commandos.
Creature Commandos. Go watch James Gunn's other DC work
It's worth it.
because it's worth it. And when you see the quality there, you'll have better confidence to put your money down and your butt in your seat for
The
Superman.
time is 8:20 p.m.
Now, Fantastic Four, if you're an MCU fan, if you're a Fantastic Four fan, go forth. Sleepy's feedback from talking about it in the mall was that it lacks some depth.
It'll be time for toothbrushes in 30
I can
minutes.
see that. Fantastic Four is very straightforward. It's a family of superheroes. They're facing off against a threat. It makes sense. A desire for more depth. So if you desire more depth, this Superman actually has some more depth.
Hmm.
But both movies inspire different feelings. So one I can't say is better than the other. It's just they both inspire different things from their audiences.
Yeah. And not gonna say what almost made me cry, but I did almost cry at one part during the Fantastic Four.
There you go. There you go. So there we go. Movie reviews. Who thought? Who would have thought? Spoiler-free movie reviews. Though Sword Agent kept referencing a clip that he saw of Superman with high amusement. And part of the segment comes from the very beginning of the movie, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. But gaming-wise, we did some more Mario Kart World. We've done some more World of Warcraft and time walking, and something we probably want to get back to or get to once we're done here. We did some Baldur's Gate. I played some Baldur's Gate with Phoenix as well. So I've been streaming some more because I'm required to take some vacation time. So if anybody wants to join me over in Flame Flash 82 over on Twitch, I stream there. Self plug for the, two people watching. If you want to go subscribe over there too, you'll sometimes find me there. Or you can just hang out on the blog, and eventually that footage will show up on the blog when we game and I stream it. But I know you've played some Helldivers,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then Civ 7. I think that's kind of where we are, right?
Yeah. And in Baldur's Gate, I managed to get a bunch of ogres on our team, if you remember.
That's right. That was our playthrough, wasn't it? Our joint playthrough. Because
Yeah.
you just marched up to the ogres and then negotiated with them and rolled really well, and suddenly, oh, they're on our side. And then you march off into the goblin camp next, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens there. I kind of assume you're going to initiate combat chaos and then summon the ogres, but
I've been thinking about it.
yeah, we'll have to play that sometime soon and continue that run. I'm playing on our combined a gnome, like dark gnome fighter, and it's weird having high strength because in my game with Phoenix, I'm a dark dwarf bard, and then in my personal playthrough, I'm a paladin, like a half-elf paladin. And so the things you're doing are very unexpected. And the fact that I was able to throw a rock, like I clicked on a rock and suddenly I threw it because I let go, and we all went flying because I accidentally technically threw it in the UI. It's like, oops, I
You,
couldn't do that on my bard.
you threw it into a explosive item.
Threw it, okay, because I didn't even know that. I'm just like, I'm clicking around, I'm making sure I'm gathering everything because I'm a loot monster, and suddenly I'm flying across the little entryway. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But
Sounds about right.
there we go. Um, in Civ 7, we have entered the modern age. What are you thinking of 7 compared to 6 now that we've gotten to the modern age with you?
I feel like 7 is easier for newcomers.
Okay.
Um, I know I was struggling with 6 when I first started it. I'm getting the hang of 7 already.
Cool. Slowly but surely, because
Remember to
yeah,
blow out the candle.
the learning curve for 7, especially if for like a legacy player as myself, you had to put everything you know is wrong going from 6 to 7. And once I finally hung that up, I've started doing better. Like your brother is still ahead of me on everything, but I'm giving him a run for his money now rather than him just dominating.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. That's what makes it challenging and fun because, like, at the end of Antiquity,
Mm-hmm.
he went to war with me,
Yeah.
and I held him off. What?
I'm mostly defense. Like the things I have at my cities. If you went to war with me, you'd just die and then want to give up.
Yeah. And fortunately, it was near the end of the age because it was definitely a stalling tactic for me. he had the numbers, but he was the aggressor. So I was there as defensive, pure defensive, and throwing units at him in a defensive way.
Nice.
So we'll see how that game goes.
Oh, in my solo playthrough, I think I've told you about this, but in my solo, a dude went to war with me and just gave me one of his cities because I wasn't even attacking him. My defenses were just killing everything he sent.
It's like, oh, you're coming at me? Throw yourself into the fire, I guess. Arrows, rocks,
Ballistas.
death, ballista. So you have ballistas in all of your cities?
Yeah.
I'll do it. That harder hitting, like they're expensive to maintain
Not really with Xerxes.
because you have your economy running hard enough that you can do it. Cool.
Yeah, it's like -1 gold for each one.
Yep. And that's another weird thing about 7 is the lower city count.
Yeah.
Just you're not encouraged to have a bunch of cities like you were in every other Civ game, which really threw me off at first, and I'm getting used to it now.
In our new one, I was actually falling behind. I was like at Jetburn's um place pretty much, and then as I started growing more cities, I'm suddenly making more gold than everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the economic aspect of the game, of the fact that there is an economic win condition, because I'm finding that to be the easiest for me to pursue.
Yeah.
Your brother is beating us to wonders left and right, and I'm here building or trying to build, and then boom, you hear that heart-wrenching sound effect of you just lost the race to another wonder. So I don't know what he does to ramp up his production so hard to then build these wonders, but yeah, he beeline builds so hard and fast.
I've noticed that production basically benefits everything. It's for me though, I've seen the most benefit for gold.
Yeah. And one thing with our 4-player game that we just
Today's high is
started
90 degrees.
is today's high was 90 degrees. Wow, and ouch. Um, is I chose a sieve that converts a portion of food generation into production.
Nice.
And I've noticed a big benefit from that. I don't remember which one it is, but it's just that's their thing is food. Food also equals a little bit of production.
Yeah.
So I can focus more on growing my cities and choosing heavy food tiles, knowing that it will bring a little bit of production as well.
And then aren't you and me gonna go to war with Confucius?
We'll probably go to war with Confucius. I just got the technology for ballistas, and so I'll build some of those up, and then we'll just tear him down.
Sweet.
Yeah, because he has 2 cities, and my city limit could use another city. So then we either raise the other city down or you claim it, and like if you get your city count up, and then we both take one because he has 2 right now.
I have max at the moment.
So work on getting another city. Here we're strategizing live on the podcast. That's funny. So with that being said, um, I'm not going to forget now that we're on another live showing, but there is a message from Karma left over from 2 weeks ago.
Fia.
And Mordecai, you have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah. Well, apparently from this message, a gold Fia.
Oh, a gold Fia. Nice.
Gold Fia.
But you guys played Marvel Rivals that week, the week prior to our playthrough of Mario Kart, right after they released Phoenix. And she's enjoying Phoenix, but hard to learn new combos. And hope you all rest up so you're ready for this new week. Well, it still applies, I'm sure. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Karma, for writing in and leaving a comment. And we didn't forget about you. It's just last week we did a completely different thing. So, with that, like Karma, if you leave a note on YouTube, we'll see it. If you leave a note on flameflash.net or Flameflash Podcast at WordPress, we'll see it. Or you can write in at podcast@flameflash.net. There are plenty of ways to reach out to us. If you happen to know one of us personally, you could always just send us a message there and we'll use it there. Keela. And take care. This has been episode 203.
Live with honor.
Indeed.